Then the bottom of page 35, letter G. This is an NFIP, National Flood Insurance Program. We'll call it a provision that they have along with their dwelling policies. And so I'll set this up by using the picture on the screen. There's a house in the background, okay, a dwelling. And then in the front of the picture, there's a detached garage. So NFIP dwelling policies come with an automatic provision that says this policy will cover the dwelling and a detached garage, okay, without the need for a subsequent policy. Remember, we talked about multiple buildings, a separate policy on each building. This is the exception, okay? The exception is the NFIP says if you've got a dwelling policy, there's an automatic reallocation of up to 10% of the dwelling policy towards that detached garage. Now, here's how it works. Okay, if you look closer at page 35, letter G, there's a 1 and 2. That detached garage cannot be held for use as a residence. So it can't be like a guest house. Can't have living quarters in it. It's got to just be a garage for parking the car, the lawnmower, the tools, whatever. And they can't be used for business or farming purposes. So if I'm wrenching out of that garage as a mechanic on the side, then I don't get to use the provision. But if I meet that criteria, what happens then, if you say there's a $100,000 policy on that dwelling, what it's going to do is automatically allocate or reallocate up to 10% of that $100,000 to that detached garage. So in this case, up to $10,000. Now, it's not an additional $10,000, it's a reallocation. And so it now has 90 on the house, 10 on the garage collectively. Now, this is a provision you can rely on, but it doesn't work in 100% of the scenarios. Some of the garages these days that are detached, okay, aren't going to cut it when it comes to 10% of the dwelling. And so if it's a huge garage that makes the house look like peanuts, you probably aren't going to be able to rely on the 10% provision from a safety and soundness standpoint. So keep that in mind. It's a provision that you can take into account, but may not work in every instance.